So hello, my name is Martin Coleman and I've been at Bishop Aldhelm's Primary School today, and I've been working for a few hours with 10 Year 4 children and 10 Year 5 children, and we've been looking at rhyming stories because I love to write stories in rhyme for children. So we started off talking about something to do with my books and to do with poetry and to do with writing stories in general and what they like doing here and in their classrooms and at home regarding writing. I gave them a couple of example lines that they could possibly start with, but gave them all free rein and free option to work, whether in a group, in a pair, or on their own independently, to write a story in rhyme. And they have done amazingly well today. Absolutely brilliant. So much creativity, so much hard work, and we're going to hear some of their stories, or hopefully all of their stories now, and we're going to start off with Rosie. Hello Rosie, what's your name? Oh yes, of course it is, silly me. So I'm going to hand over to you if you would read your story to everyone else on the camera. Well done, off you go.
Imagine being like a bat and hanging upside down like that. You find it really hard to nap and never sit on mummy's lap. You had to be pretty brave to fly in the cave, or you'd be in a terrible bash and end up like buttered mash. You can never play with a wine or even with a lime. With a yap, they'd like a rap. They'd never win with a pin, or even a grin with a twin. They'd never be good with a test, like the best, 'cause you'd be upside down. Imagine putting on a cap, you'd never get a clap. With a grin on a swing, you'd be down with a thump in the filthy dump.
What if you were a bright green snake, drinking from the cold fresh lake? People would run away from you as you chewed upon your stew. Imagine a life like that, everyone would want you to go splat. You would be treated like a rat, no one would give you a pat. Would you want to buy a new top hat? 'Cause at the shop they won't give you that. So do you want to be a snake? If you do, you might get hit by a rake.
Imagine being like a bat, hanging upside down like that. You'd find it really hard to nap and never sit on mummy's lap. She'd love to at least get a hero, but oh no, she's got zero. She can never play with sand or even a rubber band. She'd really love to count to 6 and play in the woods with cones and sticks. If you ever saw her in a playground, she'd be in a tree or on the ground. The only good part being a bat is that you could live alone or share a flat. The worst thing is you might see a cat and they can squash you just like that. You'd never be able to watch TV because your eyes are below your belly. But still, I've never had a family. I can't even see my friend Emily.
Imagine being like a bat and hanging upside down like that. You'd find it really hard to nap and never sit on mummy's lap. And if you get up in the night, you might get a bit of a fright. You realise that you're on the floor and then you can't find the door. And the only thing for you to gnaw with a sharp, cold, white jaw. And then you go and eat a rat, and then you decide to eat a cat. Then your paw has gone raw, and now you've only got a paw. Then the people begin to mock because you aren't wearing a sock. You might as well be a rat because it's hard to be a paw or a bat.